Welcome back to another episode of TVGP's We Roguelike It. I'm your host, Boston, and joining me as always is Moonpier.
Hello.
We're here for our fourth and final week of Monster Train. Did want to make a quick mention here. Our next game is going to be Peglin, the Peggle Roguelike. Appears to be available on Steam, iOS, Android, and Switch at time of recording. So check that out with us. We're going to be playing that for the next month. We'll talk about that again next week if I remember. We'll find out. I probably won't remember. Anyways,
Nope.
fourth and final week here of Monster Train. How's your train moving through the wastelands this week, Moon?
Slowly.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say that much.
Yeah.
Turned off the DLC because I don't need that black and white arrow mess in my monster train, let me tell you.
No, that's a level you're not ready for.
Pretty much. A couple of decent runs. I'm so close to unlocking the next civilization.
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking in Avatar The Last Airbender terms now, apparently. I'm really close to unlocking them. So yeah, just a little bit more, and I'll get them. I did the daily challenge for the first time.
Oh, how'd that go?
Really rough.
Oh boy. Okay.
Here's a fun one for you. It gives you updates on other people as you're doing it too. I don't have the live updates, but it shows other people's trains on the tracks and shows you where they're going to. It's a really good idea.
That's really cool.
And then it'll be like, oh, this person dropped out or died at this fight. This person won this fight as you're in the middle of the combats.
Yikes.
It's really good. Also, you can get something for like doing 5 daily challenges in a row, which I was like, I could do this, and then I did one and forgot to do it the next days.
There you go.
You know, the way it goes.
Yeah. Same way that Isaac happened. We're just like, oh yeah, no big deal. 5 wins in a row, I can do it. Whoops, nope.
Did you finish your run yet?
No, so I got really close on one run. I had a bunch of runs this week that just went nowhere. And a lot of it is like me learning how to play the Stygian Guard. And all 3 decks play completely differently, which I think is great. But like it does require a pretty significant amount of just being like, okay, how do I do any of this? Like, how do I synergize anything here? What are your strengths, etc. I got really far and I ran into I was trying to figure out how to explain what the boss type was, because I was getting smacked around by the boss, and I was like, oh, it's big and it has angel wings, and I was like, that's 75% of the bosses in this game, so like it doesn't really narrow it down.
Does it fly up and down the side by any chance, changing levels?
That's about half of them, so like that I don't think that helps either. But it was the one where it spawns statues at the front of each of the floors, where in front of the enemies, and my units were strong, but they just couldn't break through those statues' barriers, and it just rolled right over me, like just slowly, floor after floor after floor, just took me out completely, which was a real bummer. I am in the middle of a run right now that I think can go really well, and it's using the first deck, Hellbound, whatever the red guy's one is, and using the plant people as the like helper.
The secondary. That was my first victory build.
Okay, I'm finding I'm not good at card games in general. I think the part of my brain that lets people see the synergies naturally is not very strong for me. And I think I just need to like continue to build it by playing more card games like this. But I did stumble on one synergy that I really like, where there's a plant unit that spawns, and it can have up to like, it's one of the big tank ones that can have like up to 80 HP, and I've upgraded it some through like one of the shops to get up to 100 something HP. And I have one of the plant cards that I have gained during the run where it heals a unit up to 50% or 50 HP, and it does 5 times the amount of damage it healed.
Oh, yeah. That's a really good card.
And then what I did was I took that unit, the big like plant tank unit, and I have buffed it up by, it's like there are those shops where it's like, oh, you can
put like the stones in so you get like increased power or whatever.
Exactly. Or like, here's a bunch more damage, or now it has thorns on it, now it has armor. I keep buffing that one specific card, and I've put the upgrade on it.
You could clone it. Did you clone it? That's the best feeling.
Well, that's the last thing, because what I did before I cloned it is I put the effect on it where when the card dies, it goes to the top of your deck. And then I cloned it 3 times.
Yep.
So at this point, I just have like big, thick plant dudes on every floor and healing them and just doing like 250 damage to whatever's in front of me. I'm not at the final boss on this one, but if there's any deck that I feel like could go the distance, it could potentially be this one.
Oh, yeah. That's great. If you can as well, see if you can find yourself to one of the magic
upgrade
merchants.
Shops. Mm-hmm.
Because they can do the whole thing where they can put a increased magic damage on cards, and if you put that on the healing cards, it increases the amount they heal. So for that card, it goes from like 10 heals to 15 to 20, and then 20 times 5 is 100.
Right.
So
the other thing that is helping me a lot, it hasn't really happened too much on this run, but the artifact, when you start a run, you get a choice of 2 artifacts. The one artifact that I picked was what's the core crystal? Is that just called the core?
I think so.
The damage that does increases with the amount of gold you have. I have 750 gold on me right now because I'm trying not to spend it. My core does 80 damage a hit. So anything that manages to get to the top is just getting one shot. So,
yep,
it's a pretty cool run, I have to say. So I'm hoping
you're doing pretty well so far. Fingers crossed this is the run. Is this the run?
If this isn't the run, then either I have made a horrible mistake or the final boss is just way meaner than I could have possibly expected. So I think I think I'm going into the final, the last or the second to last zone. So I'm like right there at the end. But I'm still having a blast. Like, I'm still really enjoying this game, and it's like I've been saying, it's clicking with me a lot more than I think I was expecting it to after kind of, unfortunately, my initial try at Slay the Spire I really bounced off of, which again I should still probably go and check that out again just to see if
we both bounced off that, to be honest.
Yeah. But Monster Train is super cool. We'll answer in the next episode if we'll continue playing it or not. But I feel like we've played a lot of card-based games. Slay the Spire. We've played that the dialogue-based card game that we kind of liked, and it was impossibly long that I kind of can never remember the name of, with the 3 characters.
Yes.
So we've played a bunch of card games that I think we've kind of liked, but I feel like this is one of the one kind of like traditional card game roguelike that I feel like has finally clicked for me. And I'm not entirely sure why. I think I gotta figure that out this upcoming week so that scientists can talk about it. But there's something about it that has really clicked with me in a pretty big way. So
yeah, and it also helps that it has a really fast combat button. I don't know if you've turned that on yet.
Yep.
But I've got it to the scared face speed.
Yeah.
So as soon as the boss fight starts, and like you just got that thing where they just backwards and
They're
forwards
duking
until
it
it
out.
clears the floor.
Yeah.
As soon as I hit that button, it's just
Oh,
done.
jeez.
Done. It's
You know,
really
and
stupidly fun.
I do have to give them, excuse me, a lot of credit. I think there are a lot of cool quality of life things like that. Also, it works really well on controller. Like this looking at like trailers of this game over the year, and I'm watching a lot of people play it on keyboard and mouse. I was like, that makes sense why that would work, but I'm not sure how this would work on controller. It works really well. I am. It's definitely. I think one of my favorite things is flicking the right stick to go up and down floors. That feels really good. Like those are the little kind of changes that you really want. So it's cool. I like this game a lot.
Yep.
As always, with the games that really click with us that we enjoy. I wish we had more time. Got 4 weeks.
100% yes.
Yeah.
But we do only have 4
Got to
weeks.
keep on moving on. So, all right. That's week 4 here of Monster Train. As we said, we're going to play Peglin next. Next episode, we do have the scientists here to pass judgment. See if we can figure out where this ends up in WeRoguelikeIt.com's list of the best roguelikes of all time. Infallible list. Nobody else's list is right. Mere pretenders.
We are the scientists for a reason.
Exactly.
Little star at the end.
Yeah.
Footnote needed.
Yeah. Yeah. Our Wikipedia article has a lot of footnotes on it. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. We'll see you next run. Bye.
A boy.